Dr. Gistera is an obstetrician and gynecologist with particular interest in female infertility. He achieved his MB CHB through the University of Pretoria in 1973 and qualified as gynecologist and obstetrician in 1980.
I've spent my life as a gynecologist either at Garden City Clinic or later on at a few other clinics, but my main centre was Garden City. Very recently I've moved to Bedford Gardens and left Garden City. Because of my ability to speak Portuguese fluently, I think I also drew quite a lot of Portuguese patients from the area who wanted to speak their own language, and for me that was great because I've always enjoyed it. And so about 50–60% of my practice was speaking Portuguese and speaking to Portuguese patients. And then later also I picked up a lot of patients from Angola, Mozambique. They would come to me to see me here in South Africa, mainly at Garden City Clinic, and the word spread. It was all word of mouth. So I've seen a lot of patients, with some of them actually quite high dignitaries as well, from both countries. So Gynomed today has 4 partners and 1 co-partner who does mainly the infertility side of the practice. Did a lot of infertility work. We've got a full in vitro fertilization lab, so we do all the test tube babies and everything. And we had the first triplet gift assisted reproductive technology baby. So this is with the IVF processes of creating embryos and transferring them. At that stage, very primitive. Today, much more sophisticated. But we do that regularly. I enjoy medicine so much that I feel that I would like to carry on doing it for a long time still. And I don't see myself stopping doing gynecology at least for another decade. But it's brought for me a lot of pleasure. It's been very interesting sort of contacts that I've made, both with other doctors and with patients from all walks of life. And it's actually remarkable how patients that you delivered, in other words, babies that I delivered, have actually come back and I'm delivering their babies now. That ages me a bit, but on the other hand, it's such a good feeling to know that the respect and the regard that you had in that family was enough to make them want to bring their children for medical care to me as well. And that's more or less what I've been doing.
Albina Allegra founded Spectrum Ceramics in 1990. Albina's story is not only a story of success, but also an inspiration for the role of women in technology.
When we came here, I got a job in a laboratory, in an analytical laboratory at a company called Handlers, where I worked then for about 16 years. During that time, I was introduced and developed the knowledge in the field of ceramics. And after these 16 years, I decided to go on my own. And that's how Spectrum Ceramics started. When the company was founded, the company was started to produce the coatings for the tiles and for the sanitary ware. We never made tiles, we never made pieces, so we were suppliers for this field. The innovation that perhaps made the success of this company was the fact that we introduced the making of the products using South African raw materials mixed with part imported, but giving the final product of a better quality than what the customers were using at that stage. And on top of supplying the product, we were supplying also the service. So these things combined, that's what made us the #1 supplier in this country on that field. I think at the end of the day, we can say that it was very successful. We were very happy when we during the time that we worked in there, but at the end of the day, we were also very happy with the time when we sold, because, like I said to you, it's always nice to come to a point where you've got that a bit of time to do things that you never had time to do during the last 30 years of your life.
Mario Mayo is the founder and owner of AC/DC Dynamics. Employing over 700 people, AC/DC Dynamics is the leading manufacturer of quality products in the electrical, electronics, pumps and tools industries.
I started my business 32 years ago. We started off as a manufacturing company before we went into the wholesaling. I started off in a small garage, doing transformers, taking it home, finishing it off on the kitchen table, putting it in the oven. Okay, my wife helping me. And yeah, it was humble beginnings from a garage. And then I started making more into the electronic business. An agent also approached me to sell timers, relays, and then I said, yeah, why not? You know, manufacturing is always more difficult and it's challenging. So I said, let's take some products and we see how we do in the wholesaling business. So that's how my wholesaling business started going. With the wholesaling business going forward, I also recognized that, well, there's opportunity. We got so much of these products. I said, why don't we start a franchise? So 6 years ago, I decided to franchise the business. My son was just finishing his college and his honors. And I said, well, you can take that business over and see if we can start franchising the business. So from 6 years to now, we're now proud to say we got 26 franchises right through the country. These are AC/DC Expresses from in Cape Town, Durban, Polokwane, virtually nearly every location that you can think of, we have a franchise. And by next year, we're hoping to grow another 10 franchise. Another 2 years, we think we should be getting to about 40 franchises to 50 franchises. Most of these franchises have got individual owners, and they're only allowed to sell AC/DC products. With that, makes us a lot stronger into the market. They are basically extension of AC/DC with all the amount of staff that we have. These are extensions to the AC/DC selling staff. That gives us a big market strength in the market. And we strive to do and to be one of the best and the biggest companies in South Africa.